Good afternoon. I just want to share with you one of the new technologies for payment that we have introduced at KBank. And I'm sure many of you have seen it before. They have advertised the device quite a bit in the past year or two. Basically, it's a mobile phone that's been attached with a card reader, a dongle, in this case a chip card reader, and then you can swipe your card just like on the EDC. In the old days, if you're familiar with the EDC at the checkout counter, you will swipe your card there, and then there's a mobile EDC where that big thing can be hauled around because it's got a SIM inside. Well, now it's got much slender in this case. We started deploying this technology just to be sure that we are number one in digital banking, number one in acquiring business, and number one in card spending volume in Thailand. Basically, the benefits for the merchants, there'll be a few business benefits that I'll mention later, but directly in terms of the operation on the merchant side, the apparent advantage is that they no longer need to keep the paper slips. The sales slips they used to have to keep, because if there's a dispute, you have to pull out the slip and compare the signatures and so forth. Here it's all electronic and it's kept at the bank, so that relieves the merchant of that burden. Number two, for some small merchants, they can put their price list on the mobile phone application, so that they can use it as a point-of-sale terminal. And three, for larger merchants, we can integrate this payment function to the corporate mobile application, whatever they may be. It may be plane reservation or product catalog and so forth. And four is that they have a back office where they can log in and check the sales reports, do real-time monitoring of the transactions, and the device and staff management. On the cardholder side, it's more convenient for them. Like, imagine if you're in a restaurant, instead of giving a card away to a waiter and they walk back there and you're still worrying about what they would do with the card, will they skim the card? Well, instead they bring the EDC, in this case the merchant on mobile device, to your table, and you swipe your card or dip your card right there. This should enhance the customer experience for many of the merchants that we have. Application is also on cash on delivery. For example, if you order a pizza boy would arrive on a motorcycle. Now, instead of just receiving cash, you'll also receive your credit card charge. And on the consumer side, again, when you swipe the card, you normally get a slip, and you have to keep the slip. And if you're someone like me, once in a while or once in a long while, you check out your statement. So in this case, it's all electronic. So the paper slip can be sent to you by email or by SMS. And the steps are easy for the merchant. You download the application. Well, of course, you have to apply first and get accepted as being a merchant with the acquiring bank. You download and install the application on your smartphone. You register the usage with your user ID and password, which is given by us, and the activation code. So once you've done that, then the device is ready. Now, again, this is on the merchant side. Okay? And when you actually use it, you just enter the amount and press pay. Dip the card in first, of course. And you have the fancy option like taking the photo of the merchandise the customer buys or something. And the customer, instead of signing on paper, now they sign on the screen. Okay? Whether it's an iPhone or Android phone or iPad or tablet, you sign on the screen, and this is recorded along with the slip. This is just a sample screen of the user interface for the back office. As I said earlier, just to check the sales reports, online transactions, and do device and staff management, for example. On the right-hand side is an example of the slip. We intentionally designed it to make it look like a paper slip with the signature at the bottom, and this is sent to you by email, or a brief version would be sent by SMS. We launched this service last year with several of our partners, Muang Thai Life Insurance, Nok Air, Amway, and Samsung. We were, of course, the first one to launch this service in Thailand. Use case, for example, our Nok Air is our merchant on EDC as well as on the internet. They use this device at a trade show, for example, if there's a travel expo show, and the sales staff would be walking around with their iPad, asking customers to make reservations and pay on the spot instead of having to walk to the counter to pay it. They also use it at the new airport now, the old, which is now the new because we stopped using it for a while. It's Don Mueang Airport, and Nok Air is based there, and now I've been told that they have sales force sort of scattered throughout the terminal and trying to intercept, probably jokingly, they intercept customers before in front of their competitor's counter. I'm not sure if they actually do that or not, but it's technically possible they could do that. So basically, again, the customer would just go through the application of making reservation, flight reservation on the iPad, and pay it right there, with your credit card. Amway, they have 300,000 Amway businessmen or their sales force, and they started piloting with about almost 3,000 sales staff that have already started using this. Basically, when they go and make a sale to the customer, they sit down together, go through the catalog on the application on their iPad, and once you do the shopping of everything, then you pay right there instead of having to call in to pay using credit card, which has lower security, or try to go to a counter to Amway counter to pay for the merchandise. So this is a good way of them to close their business right there, and whether they sell it to the end customer or they sell it to someone down the line, they can all use credit cards. And the last example here is the Mueang Thai Life Insurance. Altogether, they have about 12,000 agents nationwide, and they've started piloting about 500 to 600 agents. The idea, again, is to close sale right on the spot. Instead of trying to pitch a sale, and then if it's a large amount, customer might have to make the payment later, either by fund transfer or calling in or to go to a counter to pay. It would just be close the sale right there, and that's what the salespeople like it. Well, that's just an example of one of the several payment initiatives that we have just launched, and we have several more coming up this year. Thank you.